Churchville. I am here to show you how to begin to paint your butterfly. We actually might finish ours in this video today as well. The most important thing to remember is that a butterfly is supposed to be symmetrical. So I'm going to be using watercolors. Let's say I want to make one section of my butterfly purple, like this little segment here. Because I painted it with pastel, the pastel will help me stay in the lines when I am painting it a little bit, so I can paint a little bit neater. If I chose to make this segment purple, I have to make the exact mirror image segment on the other side purple as well. So I'm going to make sure that while I have that color on my brush, I'm going to be painting that section. Now, I am a stickler for painting things that are next to each other a little bit different, but in butterflies, sometimes the color is the same for the wings. If you want to, you can change it slightly by putting one color down first, doing the hula, cleaning your brush off, and then getting a color that's next to it on the color wheel and layering that over top. So I can put this little bit of blue in, do the hula, and then I'm going to spread that blue out a little bit to make my very own custom bluish violet. And since I did that to one side, I'm going to do it to the other. Your painting this is completely your choice. I could do all cool colors in the wings and then make the background warm. I could do all different versions of a blue with tints and shades. I can do any kind of combination that I want. The trick is, as long as I am keeping things symmetrical by painting that mirror image, I should be doing it correctly. When you move off into doing your background, however, instead of doing a flat wash, which you just saw me do here, I want to do more of a wet on wet wash technique. So I'm going to do my hula, get the colors that I think I'm going to use for my wet wash. I'm going to do more warm colors there. And I'm going to start by putting plain water down first. Then I'm going to get color number 1 and make my brush loaded with that color. So I'm gonna pet the color quite a bit. Start by outlining around so I can make sure that I'm gonna stay in the lines. Add that color here, do the hula one more time, load up color number 2. Again, saturating my brush, getting as much of that color on there as possible, laying that down. And then the last step for a wet on wet wash sometimes is just to put another layer of water down. It just kind of helps swirl the two colors together a little bit and gives it this really cool, almost tie-dye effect. Now this, we're not gonna be focused so much on the symmetricality of it as much, so you don't have to worry about if I've got a little dark orange spot there, I don't need to make the same dark orange spot, but I wanna try to stick to the same color scheme, which means the same two colors are kind of in my plan, so that my butterfly really sticks out. As I'm painting with my water, you'll notice as I get close to this other puddle, it pulls those colors over. Just to make things look a little bit more variety and speed it up a little bit, I am going to be doing an opposite. So I did the yellow first this time, then I'm gonna come in with my orange and put that down on top and just kind of swirl those colors together so that I'm still using the same two colors, but switching up the order is okay. And I'm only gonna paint a small section at a time. I'm gonna go ahead and speed things up, show you how this is gonna all come together in the end. And remember, you can do your butterfly however you want as long as you keep things symmetrical and you've got that beautiful wet on wet wash in the background. If your wet on wet wash starts to make big puddles and you're worried about those, remember you can take your brush, do the hula, squeeze out any water you may have, and then use that to soak up that puddle. If it's a big puddle, it's going to take several times, or you can dab it with a paper towel. For these small little puddles in my wings, I can just pick those up quickly. And if I have a small spot, you might have enough paint on your brush that you can actually use it to paint with. Let's see how I finish off this butterfly.